Cryptocurrencies. Love them, hate them, but it seems like the one thing that's impossible to do these days is ignore them. Hey guys, Jessica here. So I wanted to talk today about crypto. And quick story first. I was at a wedding a couple of months ago. In fact, it was my brother's wedding, and so there were a lot of family members there. And I basically got bombarded with questions about crypto, what it is, whether it's a good investment, whether there's a future. And I even remember these two elderly aunts coming up to me, like both of them are in their 80s. And one of them turned to the other one and was like, "Why didn't you tell me about crypto sooner?" And that's when it hit me, like crypto has gone way, way mainstream. So I thought it'd be super fun to actually do a series of videos about crypto, probably 4 to 5 of them, and actually start at the beginning, which is what this video is, and then get slowly further down the rabbit hole with each additional video. And the other thing I wanted to say is, like, for future videos, I want to make sure that it's super practical and not just talking about the theory behind crypto, but actually I want to pull up my screen. I want to show you guys step by step how to do each of the things that I'm talking about. So for this first video, what is crypto? And I'm going to be answering some of the most common questions, and we'll do it in a Q&A style. At the most basic level, crypto is digital money, which means that you can take crypto and you can pay for goods and services. And also, in the same way that some people invest in gold, you can also hold crypto as an investment. But what's really special about crypto is the technology that powers it. Decentralized blockchains. Blockchains are basically digital record-keeping systems, but it's the decentralized word that gives crypto superpowers. Let me explain. In the old world, finance was always centralized. So for example, the US dollar is centrally owned by the US government. Only the US government is allowed to print money and to sort of control how many dollars are in the economy at any one time. To send money from one person to another person, you use a centralized system called ACH, or Automated Clearinghouse. And it basically processes all of the transfers from, say, one bank to another bank. If you had some cash, you literally take that cash and then hand it over to a bank to hold onto for you. And that bank becomes a central location for a lot of people's cash, where if you wanted to do anything with your cash in the future, you'd have to tell the bank, give instructions to the bank to say, hey, I want to pull it out or I want to transfer it somewhere else. Basically, everything happens through your bank. And the scary thing about centralization is the fact that banks, companies, even governments are not infallible. Banks, for example, do go out of business. I mean, just think back to like 2008. And if you had more money than the FDIC insurance limit in a particular bank account, then you would lose money if the bank went out of business. Governments have crumbled too. It hasn't happened in the United States in the last, 150 some years since the end of the Civil War, but revolutions and civil wars have happened throughout history and will very likely continue to happen. And then on top of that, like, I've even heard stories of military dictators taking over governments and then confiscating people's money out of their bank accounts. Like, kind of just being like, hey, you thought that money was yours? Not anymore. More recently, just during COVID, the US government has been printing money nonstop. And what's happened now is that because they've been doing that, inflation is at the highest that we've seen in the last 40 years. We did a separate video about inflation. You can definitely check that out as well. But basically what's happening is we're seeing higher prices everywhere. And that unchecked power by the government to be able to print money whenever they want, that is something that crypto prevents as well. So, long story short, when I say that crypto is decentralized, I mean that there's no central authority to go and say, hey, that money is mine, or hey, that transaction didn't happen, or hey, your money is worth way less today than it was yesterday. And it's that decentralized nature that makes crypto a lot more secure, as well as many other benefits. Second question, what is Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is a type of crypto. It was the first one to come out. It's also the biggest and most well-known. And when I say biggest, I mean that it has the biggest market cap, which is to say that if you add up the value of all of the all of the Bitcoin throughout the world, that would add up to a little bit under $1 trillion as of today. And that is almost 2x the size of the next biggest crypto. In addition to Bitcoin, there are actually a ton of other crypto out there. So the second biggest is called Ethereum. Other big coins include Binance Coin, XRP, Solana, Cardano, etc. The space is packed though. There are literally tens of thousands of crypto coins out there. And these days it's because it's so easy for people to just be like, hey, I want to start my own crypto and then throw it out there. Question 3. Why are people so passionate about it? In terms of why so many people are so crazy about crypto, there are actually a lot of different reasons. So some people think about, a specific cryptocurrency that they really like. They see that as the future of money. And then as a result, they want to be there for the long term. They want to own as much as possible and just be there throughout the journey. Some other people are in it to make a quick buck. And so they're thinking about, okay, what trades and what coins should I invest in to just, really turn around a profit as quickly as possible. Some people want to say F you to the governments, to the banks, the financial institutions that have held so much power for so long. And they're thinking about, how do they take back control of their own money? And then some other people are in it because, they feel a sense of belonging with the crypto community. Point is, lots of people with a lot of different reasons. And when you put all of this together, you can really start to see how massive the interest in this stuff is. Question 4. What do you think about crypto as an investment? Crypto is risky. You knew that already. In the last 5 years, Bitcoin has gone from something like $700 some to $20,000 to back down to $3,500 to now over $60,000, and now it's back down again to $40 some thousand. It literally moves day to day with no warning whatsoever. And this is the biggest crypto. Like the smaller cryptos are even more crazy. So if you do decide to invest in crypto, make sure that it's money that you can afford to lose. And also make sure that it's not money that you need in the short term, right? Like crypto is supposed to be a long-term game and what you don't want to do is to be stuck in a situation where, say you really need money tomorrow and then you're forced to sell crypto at potentially exactly the wrong time. And I say this in all of my videos about investing. Ultimately speaking, investment has to do with what you are comfortable with. So make sure that you're there. And the last question, what about taxes? Good question, because the US government has actually been cracking down a lot on this one. So basically, owning crypto is a lot like owning gold. Very similar rules apply. So for example, say you buy Bitcoin at $100 and then you sell it later for $300. The US government is going to want taxes on that $200 that you made. That's the most common example of when you might owe taxes. But honestly, there are a lot of other situations. If you do this or you do that, taxes might or might not be owed. And the point of this video is not to say that, hey, you should memorize all of those rules around crypto taxation. The point of this video is to say that taxes are important. And then the most important thing that you should do is keep good records. So basically, for every single transaction that you make in crypto, get out your Google spreadsheet or Excel or whatever it is that you use and track down the date, the platform that you used, the coin, the price that the transaction happened at, the type of transaction, did you buy or sell, basically everything. Also, if this is something that you struggle with, if you're not the most organized person in the world, definitely check out services like Coinly to help you keep track of all of these things. I'll link to them in the description below. And so what I'm trying to say here is that as long as you have the records, really good records of all of these transactions, then, when you're going to file taxes at the end of the year, just take TurboTax or whatever software you use, enter in all of this information, and you should be good to go. If you don't keep good track, then there is a high likelihood that you would get audited, and that's a whole lot of pain. So make sure to take this seriously. By the way, this thing about keeping good records for crypto is important in a way that is not true for stocks. Like stocks, if investing in stocks has been around for such a long time that all of the sort of financial institutions around stock trading will actually do a lot of this record keeping for you. So they will keep track of like what you bought the stock at and what you sold it at and this kind of stuff and provide you with all of those details. But because crypto is new, because crypto is decentralized, for all of these reasons, that makes it that much more important to keep good records yourself. And the worst case scenario, right, is you get audited, and that is a whole lot of pain. And that's it. If you guys have more questions about crypto, definitely leave us a comment. Happy to do another video, Q&A style as well. And also the next video is going to be about how to buy crypto. I'm literally going to pull up my screen, show you guys step by step exactly how to do it. Also, if you'd like more support with personal finance, definitely make sure to sign up for Uprise as well. The link's in the description. We build Wall Street level personalized financial plans completely and 100% for free. So if you have questions around crypto, around budgeting, around employer benefits, whatever it is, we'd be happy to help. And on average, we've put 100K in net worth back into people's pockets. Other than that, if you'd like to see more videos like this one, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for notifications. See you guys next time.